Call the City Commission of the City of Pahokee to order at 6:05 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Commissioner McPherson Sr., followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly and gracious God, we just come to you with bowed heads and humble hearts, Father. We ask that you just give us the wisdom, Father, that your Holy Spirit would just lead and guide us as we conduct the business of the city. Father, we ask that you just put a hedge of protection around this city, Father. We ask that you just protect our law enforcement, protect our citizens, Father. Father, have us to work together in unity. Father, that your city would be a city that sat up on a hill, Father, that would be pleasing in your sight, Father. And we commit the city of Pahokee into your hands. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Babb.
Present.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams. Present. Commissioner McDonald.
Present.
Commissioner McPherson.
Present.
Commissioner Scott.
Present.
Interim City Manager.
Present.
City Attorney.
Present.
City Clerk is present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, staff, and most importantly, thank our audience for being here today to participate and witness our deliberation of our City Commission meeting. Interim City Manager, at this time, do we have any additions on an emergency basis, any deletions or add-ons?
Not that I'm aware of.
I have two.
Okay.
I have two I'd like to make. Please. I know she have any, but I want.
Any addition or
This
deletion?
In
is,
addition, yeah, add-ons for the agenda today.
no, the commission itself don't add on. You can propose to add it
Yeah, I'm
to a
proposing.
future agenda item, which would be further down the
So
agenda.
we can't add on,
Not at the particular agenda, not at the
It's
particular
on the,
meeting, I'll put it that way.
Manager, City Attorney at the beginning.
The reason we do that is we don't want to give information out that wasn't publicized. This agenda was publicized and say this is our agenda.
okay,
And the city manager, the
I got
city
you.
manager, okay. Hearing no additions or deletions, I entertain a motion for the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Mayor Babb, I move that we accept the agenda as printed.
second,
It has been moved by Vice Mayor Williams and properly second by Commissioner Scott that we accept our agenda as printed. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
yes,
Commissioner McDonald.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson.
Yes.
And Mayor Babb.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have presentation, proclamation, public service announcement. City Clerk, at this time, do we have any comments card completed by our residents on agenda items?
No, sir, not for this section.
Okay. See, we do have one presentation. I have our interim city manager introduce Mr. Bones, John Bones.
Yes, sir. Tonight we have Mr. John Boone of the Blue Ops, a red cap company, and he wants to do a presentation to the city about the possibility of using the marina. So he's here to do a presentation. Yeah. John Bone's not present? Come on.
No.
Yeah, come on up, do your presentation.
Hi, my name is John Boone. I'm the Director of Marine Operations at Blue Ops. We are a military drone company based in Utah and Puerto Rico. We also have headquarters here in Palm Beach and also up in Maine. We manufacture aerial drones for the modern day warfighters, and we are getting into doing a marine-oriented drone basic boats now that are actively in theater in the Ukraine. And so we are bringing the manufacturer into the United States. We have a facility also in Valdosta, Georgia, and we would love to utilize the access to the Okeechobee with the Pahokee Marina. These boats are no bigger than 26 feet, and they are basically uncrewed, unmanned surface vessels, what they call USVs. We would like to set up like an observation situation where we can test these boats and then run them back and forth between Palm Beach and Pahokee. And we would love to sign a year-round lease for multiple slips and maybe some couple campsites to put a like an RV observation type office there. These will be not armored at all. That gets done in a different situation. These are just the maneuverability and the commissioning of these boats until we sell them to the Army and the Navy in the United States. So there'll be just a flow of boats utilizing the boat ramp, a couple slips, and then a northern campsite. So we're just here to introduce ourselves and to see if we can work something out with the town. We're willing to lease it year-round, both the campsites and the marinas, and for the next 5 years. We're gonna be building these things by the thousands, and this gives us a great, we like Okeechobee because it's quiet and not very crowded. It's off the radar, where we can test these things without many, I would say, interested parties. They would come in and kind of want to check it out. I mean, they're not evasive to anything. It's just they're very interesting looking. So if we did these anywhere around Palm Beach area or Jupiter area, I think we'd have a lot of interest in people just kind of coming in to see what they look like. But besides that,
What size are they?
they are 26 feet.
Can you
So
kind of,
And they're very low profile, they're very small, they're not noisy, they're actually very stealthy because we want them to be. You can see some pictures of the ones that we have over in, this is in Portugal, where we test them now for the Ukraine war efforts right now.
For the sake of my ignorance, what would be the benefit of an operation like that coming to the city of Pahokee? And also, would there be any opportunities for local labor?
Yes. In the beginning, we would certainly be interested in security, 24-hour security, and also the benefits. We would shop locally. We would get our clientele are mostly military, so we have a pretty good flow of Navy dignitary coming through. We are actually renting the Marina Conference for later February for a couple days. We're bringing in some investors and some admirals and et cetera to kind of put on a little display of these boats off the marina in the 27th of February, I believe. So we would be renting that so that you would get revenues from our leases, and if we could get some youthful, like dock help, marina help, that'd be great to help us maneuver the boats, like dock hands, for sure. That's just the beginning, really. It's just as we grow, I don't see our footprint really growing, but here, but we would certainly, we would love to have, youth be involved. They can catch the boats, they can go out and be a part of the ground team, the operations team, to launch them, bring them back, drive the trucks, just be a hand. That'd be great.
When you say youth, are you speaking of like maybe school age or?
Yeah, yeah.
The young
Like,
adult?
like it would be, say, dock hands in the marina. You usually get, you know, the summertime school helps in the college age. And also for the recruiting into the military. 90% of our company is veteran-owned, and we're all vets and active duty and retired military, so. It's, it would be a very good education on the modern day Navy. It's getting more technical every day. So,
So when you say lease, you're talking about just leasing, renting a cabin space for your RV, and well, you said lease the marina, and I was just trying to make sure I'm getting clarity on exactly what you were saying.
yes, we would love
Boat
to.
slips and just,
We would love to rent at least 8 slips in the marina.
For the boat.
And then at least, I don't know what the size are of the campsites, but maybe
Okay,
2 or 3 of the northernmost sites. We would supply, you know, I understand there's no utilities right now, so we could certainly have water and a generator for now, but I understand utilities may be in the future for those sites,
When you say utilities,
like electric and,
now we have electric for the sites.
oh, for the northern
Yeah,
sites? Oh, okay, great.
we should have, yeah.
If not, then we would work around it.
Depends on how far north he's talking about going. If he's talking about going all the way down to the bottom there, there's no electricity down there.
Well, we'll make sure that the ones he rent would be the furthest north that have electric and sewer, so that shouldn't be an issue.
That's past,
Yeah.
Julie's cabin.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be, personally, I think it would be a benefit to the city. You leasing boat slips and campground sites, so I don't see a real issue or problem there at all. And we,
We'd certainly be interested in probably multiple times renting the Marina Conference Center
Right.
also. I didn't even know that it exists till Peggy told me about it. We were gonna ask if we could maybe put a tent and trailer bathrooms at the northern campsites to do this event in February. And she said, well, why don't you just rent the conference hall? So it's perfect. We absolutely are going to do that.
I gotta ask, I'm sure, being that you already have this operation going, that you guys have your insurance and everything so as to protect yourself as well as the city
Yes,
from any
100%.
liability that we might have
100%,
come into.
yes.
I think the boat slips require $1 million insurance per vessel. It seemed like a whole lot, but it's really not an expensive insurance policy.
No, we
So
have quite
things
the
like that,
insurance
right.
policies, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
Like I said, we're a publicly traded NASDAQ company, so we are, we're properly financed.
Right.
what's the purpose of the drone what's the purpose, what purpose would you be serving on Lake Okeechobee? If I phrase that question right.
As crazy as it sounds, it is the modern warfare. Everything is unmanned and drone driven. So right now, the aerial drones are very much happening in the Ukraine, and that's basically what's keeping Ukraine from losing. And the marine side of it are basically a complementary arm to the aerial drones is the boat drones. So when you have boats and aerial all working together, very small boats can take down very big boats nowadays. And that's what's happening in the future. So we are just right now just going through to commission them and test them, and they go through their certain checks and just a very small area out there. They run certain controlled navigation sequences.
I'm saying, what type of data would you be gathering with those drones? I'm sorry, if that's,
It's the speed. Basically, you set out a arena out in the water. Let's say a 5-mile box,
okay.
and then you set certain waypoints. They call little points all in between, and then you say go, and the thing they just go to each one of them.
So they're not gathering any data or anything when you send the drones out to these different stations?
No, they're not collecting data. They could be used for that, for OSHA or port security, or for, right now, you do send out drones in the Ukraine to basically find that they have jamming buoys that jam signals, because everything's, Starlink, it's a new way of getting TV and internet. They can jam that, so that's how it's, they can zone in on the jamming devices. The Russians have big buoys out there that jam, and they go and blow them up. But no, they're not, they could do it, but that's not the purpose that we're doing it for. Basically port security, and they are the best vehicle to protect special forces manned crews with unmanned vehicles around them.
I know you said that this is a military operation, correct?
It is not technically a U.S. military. We sell to the military.
Okay.
So we're a private company that we get paid by the military for our products. 90% of us are ex-military in the company.
So would you say that you have no competitors?
We do have a couple competitors in San Diego and, believe it or not, Baltimore, Maryland. They have unmanned vehicles also, and it's becoming more popular because it works. It's the new wave of warfare. So we're playing catch up in the United States. So you will see more and more and more people showing up to service the need.
Civilians, you mean?
Excuse me?
Civilians?
Civilians?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of our technology is civilian kit, basically youth, young, brilliant kids that can program all this. Technology is very high. It's almost like gaming coming to real life.
I'm just trying to make sure that we're not going to be put in a position later on, if I can just speculate, with regards to anything that might render us in a position where we need to defend ourselves or...
Oh, no, these are boats just basically going through their waypoint, remote control boats is what it is. We're not quite there like the Matrix and all that. It's coming now in the future, but where they're, right now, completely, a person has to be driving these boats. They are not a computer driving the boats. So there is fails. The American military will not allow a computer to drive war machines. It's illegal, at least today. Hopefully it stays that way for a while.
I have a question. I know you said you're interested in coming to Pahokee because it's a quiet area. You can get done what you need to get done, and you're looking at maybe a year to 5-year lease. So we do have fishing that takes place here on the marina certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Will that affect, because I know you said you're going to have your boats out there, so will that affect when the fishing is taking place, since you guys are going to be using the marina, you need to use the water for that? Is that going to affect when there are numerous of people out there when you guys are doing your testing, or are you going to be doing
No, we
your
would be
testing
very
at certain
courteous
times?
to the local fishing people. If there's a tournament, certainly we could talk to them and say we would prefer to do this where the fishing is not very good. We would not, if they say out in this zone, catch fish out there, that's fine. That's where we'll do it. These are gonna be basically right out in front, so we can observe them. And they would be running through their paces until we commission them, and then we send them away and then bring in another fleet of them. It's basically a test center we would like to set up here. And
What-
it is close to us in West Palm Beach.
Would have been your closest location to Pahokee? Have you signed up at any other marina anywhere in the United States?
We are going to, when we have to run ocean drills, we're gonna go out of Fort Pierce, because the inlet is short and very close.
Yeah, no, my question is, have you had this operation any other city other than Pahokee at this point?
No,
This will be the first location you're doing this at?
that's right. We just brought
Okay.
this, we have a facility in Portugal
Right.
that we run out of now. That's where all these pictures came from. But now we are just coming to the United States. So boat number one, we have in Palm Beach, and we've actually had it out on the lake 2 times last week. And do it at the very beginning of the test. And so we don't have any place up and running yet. We will in the future. We will have a very similar situation in San Diego and also in Pahokee. Because the Navy's big in San Diego. We should be on that coast with them also.
Okay.
Mr. Boone, I have a question. About how many hours a day would you need to, use for the testing?
I would say we would be there between 9 and 5 during the daylight hours, for sure.
And how many-
maybe 5 to 6 days a week in a perfect world. Right now, we do 1 day on the water, and then we are in the shop fine tuning the technology for days. But in a perfect world, we would love to be out there for 4 or 5 hours a day.
My only concern is, and I don't have a major concern, but if we go into a lease agreement, I would hope we don't do it no more than a year on the first term, so we can at least see how this operation is, and make sure we don't get any major complaints from our residents in the community, because we haven't really personally saw the operation in effect. But I think as far as the economic benefits to the city, it would be great. And I certainly want to encourage that, but I don't want to go on record as saying I'm in favor of a 5-year lease when we don't know how this operation is really going to work and how it's going to affect our community. But I'm certainly welcome to look at this and work with you on that. And not I'm going to say myself, but the commission itself. We would definitely want to be cautious,
Mayor
but
Babb?
be optimistic. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bernadette Norris Weeks is appearing by phone,
Okay.
and she would like to address the commission about some of the
Okay.
legal issues that concern the state.
Engineer, one about that too.
Yes, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, just wanted to highlight that this is a little bit different than your regular, facility use agreement. This would require, in my opinion, that you reach out to Brad Richardson or whoever is in that position with the Bureau of Public Land Administration Division of State Lands. And this sounds like it would be more akin to a sublease agreement of some sort. Not only would you have to get their sublease agreement, I don't know that we would necessarily be able to do this directly with the gentleman's company that's here. And it also sounds like they're doing something in the water as well, which screams that there needs to be some communication with the Florida Water Management District, and to really get an understanding of exactly what, because we may not be able to give the permissions that they're asking for with respect to the waterway, and so I wouldn't want that to be any kind of a liability that's later put on the commission, where we're agreeing to something beyond the control that we have. So just want to make sure that we are communicating with the state and they are involved with this any kind of issue, not only the sensitive nature of what could be, he's talking about military operations, and although they're not the military, they contract with the military, and there's all these other things. I mean, we would not want to independently be in the middle of anything that the state didn't know about what's happening there from that aspect as well. So we need to fully envelope the state in this and make sure that we are communicating with them if the commission wants to go forward on this.
So, City Attorney, would you be reviewing the contract so we'll be able to see what's the extent of its operation, so we can then have our interim city manager forward whatever information we need to communicate with Brad Richardson to make sure this would be a proper utilization of our marina?
Well, Mr. Mayor, I wouldn't even know what to put together in terms of a sublease agreement without the state involvement, meaning they have to approve this type of issue, and they were probably similar to what they did with the other agreements that we've looked at with them. They'll probably want their own format of a sublease agreement because we are not the lessor. And so they would want to have their own agreement, which would include or may include the rental payments, the insurance issues, what happens in the event of the quiet enjoyment of the use, the assignment issues, the right to inspect, issues dealing with indemnity, and whether there's a breach and how do we deal with that, the utility fees. There are a lot of different issues that I'm sure the state would want to, probably use their own. So for me to create something, I would need to know what the state is saying the parameters are in order to do that. And so that's going to require some communication with the state in advance. And so the manager would need to reach out to Brad Richardson or whoever his replacement might have been or may be, and get from them, a green light. And then after that, we could go on and try to create an agreement that they could either later review or that the state gives to us and tell us to stay within the framework of that because it's not our property.
Incorrect, and that was the intent. Is Mr. Boone came in and sat down with us with the CED director, and I wanted him to come and present before you all, and based on what your guidance was, then we would move forward, making sure that we, covered everything we needed to cover in addition to getting more information and getting the approval before we proceed with anything. But as the city attorney said, make sure that we cover all those things that need to be covered, before we do any type of agreement.
It's my understanding anyway that it's just a presentation. We didn't even get to talk about contracts. So, but that's good information to know. And, for you to be able to go back and consider as well, knowing what parameters you need to operate within with regards to your request that you're making to the city.
All right, Mr. Boone, thank you so much for your presentation.
Okay,
And,
thank you very much.
We'll be in touch
Anything
so
else?
that way we can see where to go from here.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll move to our consent agenda. We have two items on our consent agenda: the December 9th, 2025 City Commission meeting minutes and the January 6th, 2026 City Commission special meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the minutes for the December 9th, 2025 City Commission meeting and the minutes for the January 6th, 2026 Commission meeting, special meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly second by Commissioner Williams for the adoption of the consent agenda item. Call for question. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cowan Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commission. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Now we'll move to old business. First is the discussion of and direction of the commission for the business of the quarter, the rotation for the business of the quarter and loan of the month. I did indicate at our last commission meeting, I know the clerk mentioned about the businesses.
Of the quarter.
I was thinking you was referring to the gold hammer and nails would be quarterly. I think we have enough businesses to recognize a business of the month. That would only be 12 a year. We have plenty of business, and not only will it be for profit business, it can also be a nonprofit. So we have the opportunity to at least recognize them, give them some exposure, and then let the public know that they are here and we will be supporting our local business as much as we can. But go ahead.
Yeah, so when the
discuss.
item was brought up, that's why I asked you if it was okay to do quarter, because it's a repeat. So typically, there is a repeat, but if you want to put that back to business of the month, we could. But when I asked, you did say it was okay for.
Yeah, I was
the-
thinking that was, I just kind of
Okay.
misunderstood you. But I think we got enough business in Pahokee. If you take the regular profit and nonprofit, at least have a business of the month. That's only 12 a year,
Okay.
so that's not really that much. Eventually, you may end up doing some repeats at some point in time. I agree. I have our interim kind of lead in this discussion. She's trying to get some information on how we want to go about doing the process and how we're going to rotate it. I was informing her that last time what we did is rotated among the commission. We end up choosing a business of the month, each one of us on one occasion for 1 month. For instance, I may be the first and Vice may be the second one, and just along the agenda as far as the names listed on our agenda, the rotation would be that way, I would think. That's just
So-
a suggestion.
Do we have a criteria that we're gonna follow, or do we just choose a business? And if we do, can we all be provided a list of the registered businesses in the city?
So historically, you guys just choose, and we can get with building, planning, and zoning, and they can provide the information to you.
Yes, it was placed on the agenda at the request of the mayor. And what he basically wanted to do was, we didn't want to choose months for you all because we don't know your schedules. So he was looking for a rotation for you all to decide what month you want to be responsible for, who was gonna do the business, who was gonna do the line. And then, from there, you all, would decide. But like you're saying, we can provide you with a list of those businesses that are registered in the city if necessary. But that's why it was on the agenda, to have you all decide, how you want to rotate the schedule.
Okay, but I'm focusing on the criteria. How are we gonna select?
That's something for you all to decide.
We don't, I mean,
Did you all have a criteria before?
This is
I
an
can't
item of the
recall.
commission, but historically, there was no criteria. They just
Yeah.
select a business.
Let's take a picture. That was nice.
So Mayor, you have any recommendations? This was
Yeah,
placed on your-
I think Ms. Clark is correct. We didn't have in the past any particular criteria. All we did is just on a rotating basis, chose a business that we felt that could give recognition to, and we gave them an opportunity to present themselves and talk about briefly their business operation. So it's nothing, wasn't nothing, I mean, if we want to add any type of criteria, we can do that, but in the past, we hadn't had any type of criteria.
Because I can see what the lawn, you can ride over and you can see what the lawn looks like.
Right.
But I can understand Commissioner McDonald's question as far as the business selections, but again, that's up to how you all
Yeah.
want to decide.
But with the businesses, I mean, I would just take in consideration their involvement with the community, what type of service they provide to the community, some different things like that.
That's all fine and good. All I'm
Yeah,
saying is that we
I
need a
guess if you
standard
want
to
to
go
detail
by,
it more, that's fine.
and it needs to be documented, you know, because how can we be fair if we don't have a standard that we're going by? That's all I'm saying.
Because what's going to be happening, each commissioner is going to have, it's not going to be a group thing. I think the way we did it the last time, they just had a rotation list. This month I might do it, next month you might do it, next month the mayor might do it, just a rotation list. And I don't know
Y'all
if they have an
missing the whole-
It
alphabetical
still
order.
needs to be, I see what you're saying.
We need to have a criteria.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not saying that you don't. but
If we're gonna do it.
Okay. Let's make it democratic. We'll take a head count of who feel we need to have a criteria for selecting our business of the month. That's a requirement that we have a criteria.
I got a suggestion. Commissioner McDonald, would you like to offer criteria for us to review and do it?
We can do it. I mean, why should it be my responsibility when we all are gonna be making the selection? I mean,
We'll give our input
We
on
can
it.
have a workshop on it.
We can, now we're talking about, you know, getting together, doing a workshop, coming up with a criteria. This is a simple, straight out process of each commissioner rotating, selecting a business they feel should be recognized. I mean, we can make things difficult, we can cross every T, we can dot every I. Some things aren't even necessary. I'm just, in my opinion, it wouldn't be. We have done it in the past. I'm not saying it's not necessary, but
that's what
if-
you just said, that it wasn't necessary. You just said it.
Okay, okay. If we have a majority that feel we need a criteria before moving forward for business of the month, we would do that. If the majority feel that, that's Commissioner McDonald's opinion that we need a criteria, nothing wrong with that. I don't have
But
just an objection to that.
I know where she's
said
coming
not
from,
necessary.
because it's a lot of businesses were left out that never got chosen as business of the month. And they seem like when y'all was picking business of the month, y'all was just picking your friends.
Your friend, right.
I'm just being straight up with you.
And
That's
I know
what-
I'm not
and that's
that-
what,
I'm
and that's
not
why
that
she
person.
want a criteria where we can we know the standards of what you got to do. That's all she asking. Because when you pick the business of the month, it seemed like everybody was coming up there with their friend. And the other people had businesses that never was getting looked at or chosen. That's what she's saying. I know why she's saying that. Yeah.
And I would just say this, again, it's your decision, but I would say, as far as the criteria, you know, you can base it on the appearance of the business, to make sure they have a valid business tax. That should be another one. And then also no liens or fees, you know, against them, you know, being active. So that could be, you know, a couple of
Yeah.
things you could consider in addition to whatever else you all want to.
Well,
So
we'll
we're,
add it for a workshop so we can come up with a criteria
Yeah.
if the Georgia feel is needed. Okay, if for its rotation, would have any problem just going, how we're listed as commissioners. It would be the mayor, the vice mayor, Commissioner McDonough, Commissioner McPherson, and Commissioner Scott in that order.
I'm fine with that.
All right. You want to take the second one that you want some on the old business status and update of the 2023-24 state audit.
Okay, yes, sir. In reference to the update on the audit, we had 2 issues we were dealing with from the 24 audit. And right now, one of the issues have been completed, the HCT audit company that did the audit for the city. I'll be meeting with him on Thursday. He had sent an email stating that they were, it was our local audit with HCT, stated that they had completed it, the state had approved everything. And so I'm meeting with him on Thursday because we were going back and forth on him providing the documentation to Mr. Martin prior to him leaving. So I requested a meeting. I'm meeting with him on Thursday to bring those things in so I can, validate and provide you all that that was done. The second item was with Lepton.
Let's go back to the first. The state is requesting that information, so we're gonna have to have that in some type of package form that we can submit back to the state. If he say he submitted it and the state saying they had received it.
Exactly, and I was going to get to that.
Okay.
I called, and I emailed you on it as well, Mayor. I spoke with Ms. Catherine DuBose. She's the coordinator of the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee. I spoke with her today to let her know what issues we were facing. One was the one I just explained. It's been approved by the state that it's complete. I'm meeting with him on Thursday so he can bring those documents to me, put them in my hands because we've been going back and forth. The second issue, the auditing company said that wasn't an item that was requested by them. And so they are requesting us pay an additional $9,995 for them to do what is missing. So our staff is putting out for additional quotes to see if we can get another company to come in. But with the coordinator that I spoke with today, she is giving us time until April to get the documents, put everything together, send them the report. So that when we get the information on Thursday and the other information done by the additional part that we're looking for, we're gonna provide that information in writing to the state in addition to, you all being copied on it.
Can you repeat that amount that it's gonna cost?
Yeah, it's Lepton. He's asking for $9,995 to come back and do what needed to be done originally.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that
And
amount.
so staff is seeking other vendors to see if we can, get a better quote to have that done.
Who is Neptune? I mean, what is that?
Lepton is the actual service company that did the audit. The other post-employment benefits, part of the audit that we did local. And so that company,
So the part that they're requesting deals with that portion of it, or because I'm saying we have a auditor that we hired that we have a contract with.
and that's the Lepton is the company that we contracted
Oh,
with.
ACT.
No,
ACT.
HCT did one portion.
Okay.
HCT did the schedule of expenditures of federal assets. Lepton did the other post-employment benefits. And so the part that the state is asking for as relates to Lepton, they didn't complete it. And so now we get someone to complete that part, and then we'll provide it to you all and to the
Okay.
legislator.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Yes, I just want to interject here a little bit to say that if these audit services have anything to do with the state audit that we're required to have an audit committee for and go through a statutory process for, we need to know if the manager could pass that on to us so that we could review it as legal, because she may not be able to take out or segment those segregate those services. We just need to know that, make sure that there's no overlap in what's required by the state audit statute.
Okay.
So if she could pass that by us and let us review it before she gets, I'm not sure about the services exactly that she's talking about.
Okay. I'll
Also,
provide that to you.
Attorney Weeks, would that be something that would require the audit selection committee to be involved with?
Yes, sir, I believe it would.
Okay, so we'll have to do a procurement. And with that will have to be a procurement process?
It could. It just depends on the specific services. And
Okay.
so that's why
So we won't know that until
we'd be interested in reviewing it first.
Okay.
So that we can know
Make a
whether it
determination.
overlaps with any of the services that are required for the agreement
Okay.
that we have with HCT now.
We're not paying somebody to do something that we already paid somebody to do. It's pretty much what you're saying.
Correct.
There was one other item that we need to request to be completed. It's from the State Audit Committee that we received a letter saying that we was now on a list listing us as a municipality that had findings found 3 consecutive years, and that needed to be addressed, the rationale and the reason behind that, and I guess what would be our answer to that question. We're on that list, and it's about 24 cities. We're not the only city on there. It's about 24 cities on that list. But we'll hold up our funding if we don't address those issues there. And ours was, like I say, it was 3 findings that occurred on 3 different audits, 3 consecutive years that we have had to
Okay. I'll research that and,
okay, I'll send the letter back to you again, just forward it over, so we're looking at the same letter. It was addressed to the mayor, which everything is addressed, a lot of things addressed to the mayor. Even if we get a lawsuit on behalf of the city, it would put Mayor Keith Babb on there. But I was telling you that normally the city manager would address those issues or concerns through the auditor or whatever.
okay.
But
And
I'll
I-
make sure we got
And I think I have this email here, and that's the young lady that I spoke with today in reference to those issues, and she said that as long as we provide a response by April 30th,
Right.
2026, we will be held up with sanctions, so
Right.
I'll give you an update on that.
Okay, next, we don't have any public hearings and or ordinances. We do have one resolution, Resolution 2026-04, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution 2026-04, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving the 2026 calendar year City Commission meeting schedule, February 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, following considerations of options 1, 2, and 3 set forth in Exhibit A attached hereto, providing for adoption of representations, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
Yes, sir. The city commissioner is required to meet at least once a month pursuant to Section 2.088 of the City of Pahokee's Charter, in which option number 1 and option number 2 reflect. However, the city commissioner's current practice is to meet on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of each month, in which option number 3 reflects. At this time, there are no known scheduling conflicts. Please note that it may be necessary to cancel certain meetings as scheduled conflicts rise. There's no budget impact, and this item has been reviewed for legal sufficiency, and any other additional guidance will be deferred to the attorney. But what this is that giving you all the option to choose which schedule you wanted to do the commission meetings. And it's the schedule is attached to your agenda items.
Mayor Bab, I move that we adopt option number 3 and continue with the current schedule that we have in place.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner McDonough and properly second by Commissioner McPherson that we adopt option number 3, which is our current schedule as we have. Call for questions.
I have a question, Mayor Bab. On option 3, can we, since we have the holiday in November, can we do one meeting in November, the November 10th meeting? And can we do one meeting in December, the December 8th meeting, because the December 22nd meeting is so close to the holiday?
Christmas fall.
Are you asking for that to be an amendment to Commissioner McDonough's motion, or I'm just trying to?
Yes, I was only asking for the amendment because it was so close to the holiday, and I think we did it this past year, so we didn't have to come back again, but it doesn't matter, I was just asking.
Are there a second to that amendment to have one meeting in November and one meeting in December due to the closeness of the holidays that is next to the second meeting?
It's November.
It's basically what we did this past year. I think the second meeting in December was on like the 22nd. We felt that was just too close to Christmas, so we canceled that particular meeting. The one for November was, forgot the conflict on that, but there was some reason we canceled that. We're required to meet twice, I'm gonna say once a month. Those 2 months, we're just asking for consideration if the commission feels
second.
it's fine. Go ahead. Has been moved by Vice Mayor Williams and properly second by Commissioner McPherson that we have only one meeting for December and November of 2026. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
No.
Commissioner Scott,
No.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by majority, 3-2 vote.
So now we go back to the original motion.
Huh?
Now to the original motion to adopt option number 3 with the amendments.
Okay, when you have an amendment, it supersedes the original motion. We amended, Commissioner McDonough made a motion for option 3. Commissioner Vice Mayor Williams made an amendment to Commissioner McDonough's motion to have those 2 holidays or those 2
Wouldn't have to go back
meetings
to the original motion.
reduced to 1 meeting a day, one meeting a month, I put it that way.
So you agreed to the amendment, so it
Right.
would be proper to go back to the original motion
You have to go back to the original
and
motion
vote on the original motion.
with the
Okay.
amendment.
You did agree to amend it to provide for one meeting in November and December.
Okay. And we'll move to the original motion of Commissioner McDonough. It's been properly second to have the schedule as presented previously with,
The amendment.
to include now the amendment that we want to have one meeting in December and one meeting in November.
I move that we accept resolution 2026-04 with the amendment stated by,
Hmm?
We already have a motion on the floor. We just have to, guys have to vote.
Call for question, hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson?
This is with the amendments?
Yes, so it's
Yes.
to approve option 3 with the amendments.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
And Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote. We don't have any, well, on the new business presentation by the city manager of activities of upcoming events, if any.
The only thing I have is February 1st, we were gonna have the Crime Stoppers bike ride, but due to the weather, they're rescheduling and postponing to February the 15th. And so, I think you were handed flyers in reference to it, but it's just the 15th where they'll be coming through, with the bike riders. And that's all I have.
Okay. I will have my report, the mayor report. I rode through the community today, which I do kind of on a regular basis, but it continued to bother me of the condition of our roads and streets, especially Bacon Point Road. Well, not Bacon Point Road, Clarissa,
Yes.
Begonia, and I think at West Third Street, the one in front of the church. We just need to, whether through a workshop or some type of special meeting, look at some means of addressing those streets. Even if it means borrowing, taking out a loan on those particular roads. And then we have Riding, which we conduct our annual parade, is a road that badly need a total reconstruction or will at some point. It's gonna be similar to the 3 roads I mentioned, so I will just ask us to consider doing that as soon as we can to address those issues. Also, I want to address to the city manager, and I know and I hope that you would have information on all our outstanding projects that we currently have, and I'm gonna go over just a few. McClure Road, we have a grant that we received it, I think, since 2018. The state have extended that at least once or twice, I know at least once. And I don't know if you're aware of the definite status of that, the deadline for the completion that we have got this extension on. What is the status as far as the design of that road, and what is their time frame for completing that, and when you think we may be able to at least start on that. And you're not the only one, and I'm not really pointing at you by any means. We had 2 previous city managers, really 3, that hadn't had that particular road complete, the last 3, and I just don't want us to get in a position where we end up losing by having that money returned. Now, the money is not in receipt. We don't have the money. It's not in a bank account. We draw down the money once the project has been started, and we pay the vendors by doing it that way. But if we don't begin, at some point, just as Martin Luther King Park money we lost, I'm just fearful that this may happen to McClure Road project. Also, phase 4 of our street project, we have been receiving 2 $110,000 a year to do roads. I think for the last 3 years, we had received any new money because we haven't completed phase 4. It's 4 roads on phase 4. I don't think we have enough money. I know we don't have enough money to complete all 4 of the roads. But we got to find a way to at least start, and we got to find enough money somewhere to complete those projects so we are not in danger of losing just the 210. Anything that we receive from the state, if we don't use it, at some point we're gonna lose it. And that's what I'm fearful of may happen if we don't stay on top of it. We're gonna have to make some calls and do something. Even the county, I don't know if they can assist in our roads, even if we piggyback off of contractors that they have done within the city. Maybe we can do it that way to expedite the process of completing the roads. And talking about the county, I don't know if you've looked and had some contact with them on Facebook and all other places talking about the old bank building. The building next to the bank is an eyesore, and not only is an eyesore, it's a health hazard, and that building needs to be removed. But we don't own the building, so we may not be able to even tear it down anyway, or because it is a health and safety hazard, we may be able to, and whatever money we get for demolishing it, whoever the owner is, we can pass that cost to them. And at some point, if they don't pay, we can end up taking that property from them at some point. But it's not the only building. We got 2, I believe, that the Hills own, right on Main Street on South Lake here, that's in bad condition. I don't know if we got homeless, of people living on it, in it, or whatever, but it's just a danger. And some of those things I'm just hoping that we are addressing. I'm not sure because it's none of it have been directly in the majority of your reports. So you may be working on it and I'm just not aware that you are. But if you're not, those are the things, some of the things I'm just asking you, please look at that and be more active in addressing those major concerns that we're having within the city.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mayor, and absolutely, all the things that you spoke about, I am on. In reference to the dilapidated buildings, we've reached out to the county to look and see ways that we can get those buildings taken care of for the safety of our citizens. So we've spoke about funding for those things, so we're looking into that, and I'll give you all more of an update, but we are definitely working on that. The other thing is, as far as the McClure project, we have better communications. We've opened up communications with those projects, and we have plans to start back with the resurfacing. The additional thing is the $210,000 that we would have lost in reference to the Rotten and Carissa repaving. I reached out to FDOT, had a conversation with them, and we were able to recap that money. And what they were saying is that the $210,000 that was approved back in 2019 or whatever it wasn't used. And so now they've agreed to allow us to open it up and use it. However, they're saying that the 5 roads that it was designated for, of course, that $210,000 won't be able to do that. So they are allowing us to minimize, cut down maybe 2 or 3 roads to get it done. So we are going to have that done because they are allowing us to use that money. And then again, we have also been speaking with the project manager, CD, on closing out of Barfield. They actually say they have over $66,000 that's owed to us in reference to that project. So I'll be getting you all the documents on that as well. But definitely working on the needs that you mentioned with the city.
Thank you.
So part of that resurfacing also should include MLK, right off of Barfield?
You mean as far as additional funding?
Funding,
Yes, well, yeah, and of course, you know, any additional things that we need, of course, we have to request funding for.
You got to spend that money on the roads that it was allocated for
Yeah.
first. Then before you can do, you can't do anything, make sure it be spent on those. We have to get additional funding.
Okay, Mayor.
Got to spend that first.
Next, we'll have the report of the city manager.
Okay, as for my report is, as I was, you know, just mentioned to you about the things that I'm working on, we are in communication daily, with, you know, the people to get these things done. The other thing is, when we talked about the policies and all those things that need to be done, we are having those prepared and they're ready to go to the attorney for review. The policies that we were mentioning about needing to be updated and staff trained on it. So those are done and we'll be sending them to Ms. Weeks. And then the other thing is in reference to the contracts that we are trying to ensure we know what's active, what's not, what needs to be replaced or canceled, got with staff, and I'm gonna have to identify someone specific, because I know you all have been asking, but there, spoke with Mrs. Clark, there's no specific staff member who has been a response for that in the past. And so now what I'm doing, I'm assigning the executive assistant to take on that task, so that way when you all ask what contracts, what agreements we have, we'll be able to say specifically this one. When does it expire? I'll be able to tell you that. When it needs to be renewed. So those are things that I'm implementing to be able to answer those questions that you all have asked. So in there, working on the things that are needed for the city. And, pardon me?
The Inspector General report that the previous city manager was working on, we was giving you the authorization to do it by a consultant, assist you in it, and you at one point say you would do it internally on your own or through staff or whatever. What's the status of that, those findings that was addressed? I think, to be honest, Mr. Jackson did address the finding, but they wasn't complete, I'll put it that way. For instance, training of staff in certain areas hadn't been done. I don't know if it's been working on or begin to start to doing training for staff in those areas. But my question is, where the Inspector General response report, that's probably gonna be a follow-up within 6 months at some point. They'll come out and see what progress we've made on those corrections.
Okay, and yes, those are being worked on. As a matter of fact, most of those recommendations, the policy updates, they are done. And what we are doing is send them to the attorney for her review, and then we'll bring them to the commission for approval. And once we get the approval, then we'll start implementing the training. But staff, right now, they are being held accountable for, you know, credit card signing in, signing out. But we are presenting those things to the attorney for her to review. And then they'll be coming back to you all once she reviews them for approval.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So when you mention the policies that are being updated,
Mm-hmm.
are those existing policies or are those new policies that are being implemented?
Okay, I have my report here. Most of them are older policies that needed to be updated to fit in the OIG's recommendations, and a couple of them are new policies. So as I've been in communication with the attorney, and we were, you know, speaking about the process. So we have the IT policies, human resources policies, I can give you more specifics. As far as we are implementing the written process for recording, tracking, safeguarding, and disposal of IT equipment. We did a draft policy, created, and then we're gonna present it to the attorney for review. So there's an entire list of, and I can make copies for you all and put in your box, but there's a list of the ones that are new, need to be, presented, but then most of these are updates that were recommended by the OIG.
When do you project that list will be available? Because I'm interested in perusing it more closely.
I can email it to you all tonight, because it's ready.
Okay, and are any of those policies addressing leave time and work schedules?
The ones that we are currently working on doesn't address those issues. It addresses travel. The leave policy should be already in place, and staff, if not following, they will be, or they know to, because we've had our meetings. But the updates that we're doing, we have to have the review done. But I'll be sending you all this list that I have here, and then you also see the ones that need the legal review, and then which ones are already in place that, we're following. And that's my report.
I want to make sure that I'm clear on this, because I know you said projects. So that's not the contracts, correct? When you talked about the projects a few minutes ago, you talking about the resurfacing projects, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And there are some contracts that are expired, you said?
There's some, we have some contracts that have expired.
Is there anybody that's responsible for managing those contracts so that we don't have this issue? I'm just asking, because, to me, that's an issue, because if somebody has a contract, it needs to be reviewed and renewed if we deem it necessary prior to its expiration.
Correct. And what I found, several policies or contracts, not policies, contracts and agreements, they have expired. I have requested a list of the contracts.
I have too, and I
And
have
I
yet to receive
requested a
it.
list of agreements. And there has not been a specific keeper of those records. And so I am implementing something so that way we can have a person responsible for that.
So, point of order, just for correction, there is a keeper of records, but there is no one assigned to tracking when contracts expire. So I'm the keeper of the record, so the city clerk's office keeps the records. But whenever someone, which department presents a contract, they are responsible right now for tracking when contracts expire. So there's no one assigned right now there's no contract manager to track dates. So that's what Ms. Bussey is doing.
Do we have a list of the ones that have expired so we can address those, and we need to put them out for procurement and make sure?
I believe Ms. Bussey, she's working on getting a list, and she may have received some contracts that have expired. I know that building planning zone has provided that to her.
The
So,
ones that are expired, we need to go ahead and
But
address those.
it would
so
be
we can-
departmental.
So we can bring those up to date. I think they need to come before the commission, even if we have to do whatever we need to do to put them out for procurement, and maybe, and the language of some contracts may have in them that have an option to renew, but we will have to get the contract in order to know that.
And that has been my, my desire. I spoke, as the clerk stated, I spoke with her, to try to obtain the list of contracts and agreements so we would know. And as she stated, she keeps the records. But each department, from what I'm understanding, should know when their contracts are expiring or agreements are expiring, but it's not organized. So I'm putting that in place. And in addition to that, we have some that have expired. And the
those are the
individuals
ones that
are
won't.
still working. And so I have requested, had forwarded to the attorney at one point to see what do we do. And so,
We have to put them out for
Gotta put-
procurement.
yeah. and so that's what she instructed me, we need to put them out to you, for procurement, because it wasn't deemed an emergency in some cases.
Well, I have a question, and maybe I have the wrong understanding. I thought the manager is responsible because departments don't do procurement for contracts or any of that. I'm thinking that's the job of the manager to make sure all contracts are kept up with, because the manager is the one that's responsible for putting out the procurement and all the services that the city receives. So when
Ma'am,
we're
you have to order, ma'am.
So when we're saying we don't know who's responsible for the contracts, I can't sit here and agree with that. That's the responsibility of the manager to be responsible and know when all contracts are expiring, because they the one have to bring it before the commission, draft up whatever need to be drafted up, or look over and submit to the attorney, and then ensure that it, it takes place. So
I agree with you 100%, because that's why I'm asking, that's why I have requested information, because I feel like it should be the manager's responsibility, but but you gotta first get them. So I agree, and that's why I've assigned the executive assistant to the city manager to take on that task, so that way she can collect it, organize, and then I'll be aware, and I'll be able to manage it. So I agree with you 100%, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Just to follow up on the Marina Restaurant, have you looked at contacting Brad Richardson to see how we would proceed as far as putting out an RFP? Do they have any guidance on that, or it would be totally up to us? Then once it's done, we would then share that information with them for approval. Where are we on that status? Because that's a economic engine that could help the city and the community if we get a provider in there running that restaurant. So where are you with that, and have you looked into that area?
I have not, but allow me to look into it, and I'll have a formal response for you once I look into it.
And my other question, our finance director resigned. Are we gonna be advertising for the interviewing that position, or where you on that? And do you have someone who's temporarily filling in for the finance director? Do we have a consultant? Where we are on that? Because finance is one of our biggest stumbling blocks we have.
The position is being advertised, so it's posted out on the website. And then as far as the filling in, there'll be no interruption in operation, because the assistant director, she is able to pick up from where the director was at, along with our accounts payable. We also have our consultant that's still doing the same thing, so there'll be no interruption in service.
Okay. And the position is posted as what amount? What are we offering? Our finance director?
Our human,
How what?
At 85.
85.
okay. That's all I have.
Next, we'll have the report of the city attorney, if any.
No report this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just let me say a couple things. I have been given by Ms. Bussey two things. It was a policy for asset retrieval, and I wrote her back on that with comments that it needed to come before the commission because I believe it's a part of, or should be a part of the personnel manual, and you all approved the personnel manual. I've also received a password IT, maybe it's a policy or procedure, really. And so that was, and because it involves and mentioned city commissioners, I responded, I went through it, redlined it, asked certain questions, waiting to hear back from the manager. But at the end of the day, because it involves the city commission and it has some things that apply to you all, I suggested that it does come back to the city commission for approval as well. One of the things that I did, and I just want to highlight this and outline it for you, in a December, an email, actually it was a memorandum, and it was a part of the agenda written on December 5th, dealing with the audit report, outstanding matters. I took hours to go through it and succinctly give you all a clear understanding of what kind of things you need in order to fulfill the audit requirements from a legal perspective. And so I went through it, took a long time. I suggest this item was moved forward because the manager said she was going to address it in-house, and so it was moved forward very quickly and there was no discussion about it. But I want to bring you all back to it in the event you're looking for an understanding of what you have to do. So because I took things from both of the reports that you received as audit findings, and I listed those specific things that would have gone into some type of a contract. But since it's going to be done in-house, you may want to look at it because it does tell you and it spells out so that you all know exactly what kind of things are still outstanding. Much of it has to do with financial issues, and so you really need to be working with some financial person. If you don't have a finance director, whoever that assistant is, that person, it would be good to engage that person to try to hone in on these things that need to be done related to having a policy in place, or at least giving the state assurances of what you're doing to adhere to issues such as emergency purchases. The city manager said that she brought something to me recently, and she did, and it had to do with an IT contract, which has expired, and I gave her advice on what she should do with that, listing several things in the response to her, including taking this out for bid, which I believe is required at this point. So this is still sitting, and that's advice that I've been consistently giving. Also, one of the things had to do with credit card requirements and oversight of the commission. So those things need to come back to you. A process for expediting purchases and payments for vendors is one of the findings. They also had another issue that relates to emergency purchases in general, and so the city needs to be clear on what it is doing to deal with emergency purchases and how it's going to deal with it. I think some of these things are actually set out in the code. Some issues may be issues of just following the code as opposed to creating additional things. Really, you have specified requirements in your code. Other things have to do with accepting payments, dealing with purchasing capital assets, and a capital asset policy, which I actually sent over an example when the last city manager was there. I sent over an example, but I've never seen anything come back. Also, things dealing with criteria for vendor codes. Those kind of things need to be looked at. There are a number of different issues, but again, I'd invite you all to take a look at that so that when you speak about these things, because again, I took hours to, kind of make sure that it was very, very clear and all of that. Now, one of the things I want to point out is the city manager mentioned a while ago something about a consultant is looking at something. So I don't know what the consultant is or what that consultant is doing or what contract was related to a consultant, but that issue, to the extent that there is a consultant that the city manager is working with, it needs to come back to the commission for approval. Because any professional service that you all are dealing with, it has to be something that the commission approves, you all know about, it certainly, has to be budgeted for. So, I don't, the stuff that the manager does bring to my attention, I do respond to, but the things I don't know, but you all at least should be, aware that, as much of an outline as we can give as legal, we're trying to do that. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, and let me make a comment. In reference to the consultant, I was mentioning a minute ago is about the financial consultant that's already in position for finance, that's been overseeing things, with Mr. Martin. And as far as the other person that is working with me on the things that Ms. Weeks recommended and from the OIG report, she is not a consultant. She's a hired individual. She's a strategic planner that I've hired to handle job duties that have been assigned. So she's the one that's working on the particular policies and information that Ms. Weeks is referring to, and we're getting those things done. But as far as the financial statement I made earlier, that was in reference to someone that's already.
The person that you recently hired in that position, have we been introduced? You brought it before the commission?
No, we will be doing the department, the staff introduction at the next meeting, because we have an executive assistant as well, and also the strategic planner. And I think you all have met the community and economic development director. So those 3 vacancies that were vacant when I came on, we filled those.
I have a quick question. I don't remember seeing a strategic planner position. So I guess one of my questions is, and that was going to be my future agenda item, of all the people that have been hired, and where do they fall at on our flow chart? I don't remember seeing that position as a strategic planner.
No, it was the grant writer's position. I changed to strategic planner so they can cover multiple job duties, because we didn't need a full-time grant writer.
And so let me just ask a question. And so that does not have to come to the commission because it's not something that we voted on?
No, that's the city manager's position.
Excuse me?
That's the city manager's opportunity and authority.
So I guess my next question would be, and that can be in a future agenda item, so does that, excuse me?
Hey, those that in the audience, please refrain from speaking if you would. It just help the commission.
So then I guess you will update on us and let us know when we ask about, if there's a grant writer and what do we do, for its grants and things like that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before we move on, I do have one other question, Ms. Bussey. The exit interviews, I don't know if you're aware, but those should be provided to the commission. It helps us with trends that may be occurring. And I understand people who exit, and we need to all understand, sometimes they will point or put fingers at individuals because maybe they're upset or whatever. We're not looking at that portion of it. But overall, we need to have those exit interviews. So when any time someone exit our employment, please make sure that the commission at least receives copies of it.
Okay, and I have my human resource director here. Those exit interviews, they are done and handled. She can explain if necessary how she goes about it with you all, but since I've been here, there's only one person that I'm aware of as far as exiting. But Miss Prince, would you like to share with the mayor how your system is for your exits?
As far as the exit interviews, they are conducted when staff that are exiting, they have the option to complete the exit interview questionnaire. Recently, the only terminated employee was the finance director. He completed his on his last day. But other than that, we have none. And prior to the finance director leaving. None of the other employees that exited refused to complete one.
Okay. I thought we had a requirement that before they got their final check, that they had to at least, especially those department head, turn in all their city required keys or whatever they have and the exit interview. But I just wanted to make sure that the finance director is aware that this commission has asked that we receive copies of exit interviews so everyone will be on the same page.
Yes, sir. I
Yes.
will make sure you receive, well, actually, all the commissioners receive the copy. As far as the department heads, we've only had one to leave. And they are given the option when they leave to complete the form. When they leave, they say no comment. So, unless you want me to continue to forward the ones that have no comment on it, I can do that. As far as when they leaving to receive their equipment, they have to fill out a form that we received all equipment that was issued. Therefore, and their last paycheck is not direct deposited. They are given a paper check to make sure that we've received all of their
Right.
equipment prior to.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll move to future agenda items of the commission, if any, and I start with Commissioner Mike Pearson.
No, I think you already addressed them. The only one I had was the concern about the contract, but no,
Okay.
not addressed them, but.
One thing I would like,
Okay, I'm sorry.
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay. I would like to see added, and I know that, at one of our previous meetings, we suspended the application process of for the city manager position. I think, I'm gonna be honest, I voted for it because it shouldn't be non-ending. However, we do have an interim city manager, and we did say that we was looking at having a time frame for hiring a more permanent city manager within 90 days. Sometime it takes a lot longer than that. It's almost like an audition. You're studying and you observing your city manager, hoping that this person is the right person. But bottom line is, I think that application process should be reopened. And the reason why, we only have 3 applicants, and that include the current interim city manager. And I don't think that's enough applicants to really take a look at getting a good city manager. Just not enough to me. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if people agree with that or not. But all our previous interviews that we have done for city managers have had high numbers. We've had 15, 20, sometime up to 40 people who have applied, at least put in an application. All of them didn't meet the qualifications, but we got good numbers. This time around, and I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of it had to do with, and it's just my opinion, that some folks just felt that we have personally already determined who we want as a city manager. And regardless who qualified or not, they're not gonna get it. And we don't need that. We don't need that type of image that we're doing it. We need to interview, and we need to interview the best person or the most qualified person we can get, and then we select our city manager that way. But to come pre-noted that this is who we're gonna get because they are from Pahokee or closely in our community. I mean, if that's your thinking, you need to kind of keep that at least a secret. I'll put it that way, at least quiet. We're not being fair, and we're not being up front with people when we do it that way. And we were not gonna get too many people to come back and reapply when we do it that way. We're hurting the future of our process when we do it that way. If we're doing it that way, I'm not saying we are, but if we are, Mr. Scott is shaking his head like, yeah, we decided who we're gonna have for city manager. I don't know how we can do that without interviewing. So my thing is, I would have for future agenda item to have that not future agenda item, have it reopened. Have the process reopened.
I have a question, Mayor Bab. Did you get a list of who the 3 people are? I know I've asked and I never got them. So did you get a list of who the 3 people are?
I didn't
You said it's
personally get
3?
this. The finance director is here, not the finance
so I
director, but the human resource director here. She can probably at least let us know the 3 people who have currently,
And Mayor Bat, before she comes up, I haven't personally received a request for it, but I did get a public records request for it, and that's
I
not
asked
the
for it
list.
in a meeting. I asked for them in a meeting and nobody knew.
I-
let her go.
I don't recall
She'll at
that
least
in the
let us
meeting.
know now.
But,
if
Ms.
you
Prince?
don't mind.
The 3 applicants were requested through a records request. It was forwarded to the city clerk office, CCing the mayor. I will make sure you get those 3 applicants. Those 3 applicants were Ms. Bussey,
Bulkley,
Mr.
Bulkley,
Buckley.
Bulkley.
Yeah, and there was one other person, I can't remember that 3rd person.
Okay, you can just email them to me.
There was a guy with a female.
It was a,
She's like, Bucky.
I'm gonna make a motion at this time that we reopen the application process at least for 60 days.
That's your motion, Mayor Bab.
Is there a second? If there's not, then it'd be die for lack of a second.
I'll second.
Okay. It has been moved by the mayor and properly second by the vice mayor that we reopen our application process for our city manager position for a minimum of 60 days. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bab,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
No.
Commissioner McPherson,
No.
Commissioner Scott.
No.
Motion is defeated.
Mayor Bab, I will forward the applications to the full commission.
We still got the interview. Copies that we do have. We got them.
Okay. Commissioner McDonald, do you have any future agenda items you'd like to recommend?
No future agenda items. I'll just wait until I can make comments. Actually, on second thought, I want to make a motion that we confirm our current interim city manager, Tammy Bussey, as our permanent city manager.
I second that.
It has been
Mr.
moved
Mayor,
and properly.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, City Attorney.
Yes, as you know, this would need to be a future agenda item, so
That's what it was.
make it clear that that's what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd have to add that
Per
as a
your
future
rules,
agenda
it
item.
does.
They didn't do it
That's
when
what
they
you're
made
on
choice
right now.
termination.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Future.
Yeah,
So I made my motion based on the fact that you just made a motion. And now I'm gonna be told that I can't make a motion?
No, I think the motions, I think just for clarification, I think the motion that both of y'all was making was for future agenda items.
No,
No, no,
no.
that ain't what Keith said. But I thought that was she said.
I was making it for a future
Future
agenda
agenda
item.
item. Oh.
No, the
Anytime,
motion was for the,
You're on the future
application
agenda
process.
item portion,
Yeah.
and that's not the mayor's intent, that should have been.
Yes.
So that's the area that you're on right now, future
Right.
agenda item. So anything that you're discussing should be a future agenda item. That's what I thought he was
It's
doing.
okay.
and the reason you don't make major motions here without it being advertised and acts on the agenda. That's one of the reasons. Because people would say, if I knew they was going to discuss that, I would have been here personally. So you're just doing it properly.
Yeah.
You already have your mind made up. You have it made up. 1 or 2 weeks is not going to kill
you
you.
need to stop with that y'all stuff.
Thank you.
Now you're trying to tell me how to talk.
No, listen, if I was gonna do that, I would have been did it.
You have any other future agenda item?
Nope.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Williams.
We go vote?
I just,
Oh, yeah. Have to get a second for that.
We
You
have a
seconded.
Is this
Okay.
as a future agenda item?
Now,
so
before we,
Call for
before
I
we,
just talk.
before we go any further though, I don't like passing policies and we don't follow them. We do have a procedure where we said that we were gonna interview, that the commission, there's a resolution that's in place. I could look up the number for it. And, I don't have a problem with that, but I think we need to interview everybody before we make that final decision. The ones that have already submitted application.
I agree.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Not at this point, especially dealing with that position.
I gotta say something. I just listen. I'm just because she already. That was one of my future agenda items. But since she already said it, let me just straighten this. There's no way we finna sit up here and act like we got to go through all these procedures to hire somebody. When I just sat here and watched us do 3 city managers and never did that. And in the last one, the same thing that you just referred to was in order, was in play, and you didn't do it. And you was the one who made the suggestion that y'all hiring. And you didn't interview nobody else, and didn't take it nowhere. You just sat right there and say, "Oh, well, I make a motion that we hire Mr. Jackson."
But here's.
You made that, and
here's
the same,
thing.
and the same thing that you just stated was already in play.
But here's the thing, I'm not saying who we gonna hire.
No, I ain't saying who we
But-
gonna hire you. I'm just saying the procedure that you just taken. That's what it was.
But when
But
we.
now, when it's come down to somebody else, and I'm just gonna address the mayor with this Pahokee stuff. I am pro Pahokee, and I don't fake with it, and I don't act like I'm not. My thing of it is, it's like you holding Miss Bussy to a different standard than you do everybody else that come through here. And I'm watching this every day. And I'm not saying, here's the thing about it. I hire Miss Bussy today and fire her tomorrow if she can't do the job. That's just the kind of person I am. But the thing of it, fair is fair.
Come on, bro.
There's no way you finna sit up here and tell me that you can't hire her because there's a procedure. And I just seen you hire Mr. Jackson because he sounds intelligent and smart. He do. Oh, he played the part. And that's all he did was play the part. Because he did nothing.
Okay, we're.
All right, I'm just calling a
let's
spade a
stay-
spade. That's
yeah,
all.
let's
Go
stay
ahead.
on
Let me just-
target.
All right,
We're
all
right
right,
now
my
on
bad. Okay, you're right. Go
future
ahead.
agenda
Well, I'm just gonna say
items.
this, if we're gonna put procedures in place, and I never said who we were gonna hire.
I ain't say
But
nothing about
I think-
hiring nobody. I'm
but
just
I
saying,
think
I'm
we
just letting
need
you
to
know.
try to adhere to
No.
the resolutions.
I know the procedures in there,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, don't say like we got to follow them, because we don't.
No,
Go.
no, that's not what I signed up for, though.
All right.
Signed up.
Allow me to move.
Go ahead, move on,
forward.
move on.
Do you have any other future agenda items, suggestions you have?
Um, Not future agenda, but
That's-
I'll address
that's-
it in my
okay.
comments.
All right.
But we gotta vote on her item. She want that as a
Right,
future
right.
agenda item.
The, it's either to add it to a future agenda items.
We got to vote.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes?
Commissioner McPherson,
Don't let me down, boy.
I'm gonna follow the procedure. I think we need to interview the three candidates. We're not advertising, we interviewing Ms. Bussey for the position.
Yes or no?
So, no.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
No.
Mayor Bab.
No. Motion
No, I'm
died.
just doing what's right. It ain't a trust thing.
Vice Mayor Williams.
My future agenda item is that we have a workshop to move forward with, so we can discuss the process of hiring a permanent city manager and reviewing the applications.
Ma'am, you out of order. Please, thank you, thank you, thank you.
30 years of nothing, bam! You ain't put me, I'm getting out myself. It's crazy. Thank y'all for escorting me out. Can I grab my hand? Thank y'all very much.
You voted on it? What was your motion?
My motion was that we have a workshop so we can discuss what the process is going to be for us hiring a new manager and reviewing the applications.
I'll second that. It is moved by the Vice Mayor and properly seconded by the Mayor that we have a workshop to discuss the process of hiring the city manager. Call for questions. Hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes.
Can I
Commissioner
amend that
McDonald?
motion to put a date on so we can do this like by the next meeting? I mean, put a date so we can put a date. I just want to amend the motion to
It's
put a
gonna
date
be
on the
added,
workshop.
but
For the
it's
I'm saying
gonna
for
be
the future,
added on the agenda. Oh, okay.
for the future agenda item. Let me look at the calendar.
I had on my thing, I had February the 10th for the next, before the next meeting at 5 o'clock.
That would be before the next meeting?
At the
It'll
next
be
meeting,
at
you
the
guys
same
will
time.
vote
It'll
on the
be
date.
the hour before, but,
At the meeting, you guys will vote on the date. Right now, it's just
Yeah.
adding
okay,
it.
we'll vote on date at the meeting, okay.
Yeah, we're just adding it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
We did.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
No.
Motion passed by a majority vote. That was it, Vice Mayor. That was it.
Yes, that's all.
Commissioner Scott, you have anything?
Yeah, I need to add something to the future agenda item. I know we already voted to have the attorney to do a letter to for the $3.some million. I like to put on future agenda item that we allow the city manager to reach out to a different law firm to go after the $3.some million. Because I mean, earlier you just stated that we need money for road, we need to take out a loan. No, we need to go get our money that had been taken. And it's, you know, we need to go to outside legal to get that done, because it's 9 months and we ain't did nothing inside. So we probably need to allow the city manager to do an outreach. We already voted that we want it done, so I think we need to vote to let her go outside and get other legal to get it done.
What money are you referring to?
The IG money, the $3.some million that was misappropriate funds, we need, I mean, we voted to have that, but nothing, nothing happened, so I'm just preferring that if we allow the, city manager to outcast that service to, different, legal.
Mr.
I
Mayor?
think that,
Yes,
Yeah, I just want to correct the record that there was never a vote to authorize me to go after money. What the vote was, a letter was to the state attorney's office to let them know, or to reach out to the state attorney's office to let them know that we were interested in pursuing and finding out where they were with their investigation of prosecuting anybody related to the audit findings. That's what the communication was about. So that happened. You all have already reviewed that and received that. There are different pockets of issues related to when you say just go after the 2.8. I don't know what amount you use. It's not that simple. You had one some minor amount of money that that was related to a trip or something that Chandler Williamson had, for which the statute of limitations has expired. You had some other something dealing with the marina from years ago, for which the statute of limitations has expired. You had little things that you can't even identify as expenditures. So when you say just go after money and you authorize that, that wasn't actually what happened. Also, only the city commission can hire an attorney, and that includes any attorneys that would be doing special counsel work. The city manager can't do that through your own rules, your charter, etc. So I just want to, not only correct the record, but just put that on the table so that you all are aware. Thank you.
Okay, well, we wasn't saying for her to hire. I say reach out to a different law firm. Then they can come up and we can vote on whether we want to hire them or not. I mean, as I recall, the IG report had nothing to do with Chandler Williams and no credit card. That is not what we was asking. But since you misunderstood what I was asking, I'm asking for the IG money, $3.7 million that was in misappropriate funds, and that's what we voted on. But my thing over there is we need to outcast this service to a different law firm and see what that attorney say and what we need to do. Give us the proper procedures that we need to follow, and not nobody just sit up there and tell us anything.
what's your,
I'll make a motion that
Your motion
we allow the city manager to reach out to,
she already told you that.
no,
Okay.
you missed my point. What I'm saying, for her to reach out to attorney, we have to hire him. She can't hire him,
Okay.
but she can reach out some to come and make a presentation of where we
For
can.
future agenda items, just add whether we want to have that brought back for discussions of how we can
We already
go
voted
about.
that. We already voted that. We ain't doing
She
that.
just said we haven't voted. I don't even recall voting on it.
You don't recall voting on what? That we voted it? Yes, we did.
That
vote.
we should
voted.
seek
She just
and
interpreted what we
have
voted on the way that she
attorney
wanted to interpret.
seek the $3 million back some kind of way.
Ma'am, you and her was the ones that suggested that we go that route.
I just say I don't recall us
Oh,
ever
I'm quite
voting.
sure you
She
recall.
say she
because-
don't
but-
recall it.
And
so-
she do too. Well, she don't never recall. But I'm just telling you. What I recall is that we need to outcast this to a different law firm, and I'm asking that the city manager just reach out to a different law firm and have them come up, and we can vote there whether we want to hire them or not.
You're doing it because basically, James, all I'm saying is, if that's the goal is to seek the money, first of all,
Yeah.
we need to motion at some point and put it on the agenda. What you're saying is to have our attorney seek that money. If you don't want to do that, we're paying.
No, we would do your attorney.
You're paying the attorney a good salary.
You have to pay her if she have to do that. That's extra time. You have to pay her, and she already stated that if she do it, you have to pay her anyway. So paying her and paying somebody else doesn't matter. She
So a
already
future
stated-
agenda item, we'll put it on the
Okay,
agenda.
all right,
And,
yeah.
and,
Put it on the
and get
agenda.
the direction from there.
Okay.
Okay, and
Yeah,
vote on
that'll
it.
work.
Okay. Is it-
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Call for question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
So, this is just to allow the manager to seek out?
No, it's to bring it for a
So-
future agenda item for discussion of how we would proceed with attempting to collect the $1 million or $3 million.
I didn't know that.
Clarify your motion.
What the attorney said.
Scott, so we can,
Okay.
So what's the motion again, Mayor Bab?
Yeah, I
To
would need
put
to
on the
clearly state
agenda
it in
to
the-
see how we can recover the $3 million, or however much it is. Is that the motion? Is that your motion, Mr.
The motion is to allow the city manager to reach out to a different law firm to bring them in where we can ask that law firm to, go after the $3.some million misappropriate funds. All we want her to do is go
If-
find a law firm and bring them back, and then
If
we
we,
have
But
to
are
hire her.
we-
She can't hire them.
But are we in line with allowing her to go and find someone that's
She's
just
just
like?
bringing them here. They just come and do a presentation. They
you
just-
can't,
we-
that's,
call
we
for
have to
procurement.
put it out for
You
procurement. She
can't do
can't go
that.
find no one. We'll be in trouble for that. You got to go out for procurement. She can't go and start contacting law firms and tell them, oh, come to the commission because the commissioner want this. There's a process, because what if there's someone out there that would have wanted to do the job and she didn't contact them?
That's our choice.
No, that's,
No, we have to
That's
follow
not
that.
sure.
Okay, all right, okay,
Yeah,
but
we
I'm not
have to
going for that,
follow
but go
that,
ahead.
Jane.
I'm not going for it, but go ahead. I'm telling you, it sound like baloney. That's what it sounds like.
But she can't just go and find,
I
lawyers
just have,
and
she
bring them
got,
here.
I call a law firm, and they can come up and present. We
let's
have
add
she
that
can't
to the
have-
workshop. Add that
Yeah,
to the
because I
workshop.
don't think we can
Okay,
do
all
that.
right, yeah, all right.
mean, 'cause
okay. Don't worry about this.
Clarification is needed.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't been getting them.
then we have general public comments,
So,
city.
I'm sorry, so where, you rescinded your motion?
Nope,
Okay,
it's the order.
okay.
So I still need a clarity on what the motion was. You saying that the motion is giving the
So it's a
interim
future
manager
agenda
authority
item.
to go out and reach out to,
Future agenda, we broke it, she can put it on the,
She's not able to-
agenda, we not,
Okay.
she can't finna do it now. You
So
take it-
could it be future agenda item
Yeah, that's what it's-
discussion,
yeah,
discussion to allow,
whatever,
would
yeah.
that work?
to allow what? What's the clear motion, Nalene?
So from what I'm seeing, discussion to allow the city manager to reach out to different law firms to bring them
No,
back.
we're not
That-
adding
no,
that
no, add
part,
that.
just the discussion.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes,
Since, Mr. Mayor, can I make a suggestion?
yes, ma'am. Yes,
It appears that it's unclear
Yes.
what the issues are that you would even have a law firm provide in terms of, suing, right? And so maybe I can outline that for you, and then you can then go from there. Because to say that you're just going to have Ms. Bussey reach out to lawyers to ask them to come and talk to you about stuff that you don't even know whether it's, it's even viable or not, it just doesn't even make sense. So if you allow me to maybe outline or help you outline the issues, and then you'll have something that you could do if you wanted to engage special counsel with, because again, what I tried to imply earlier is that the things that you're talking about, many of those things are not are moot, right? It's the standard stuff that the state will put in reports and say, oh, pursue this, but then knowing full well there is no way you can actually do that because you don't have a legal basis to do it. So before you pay lawyers a bunch of money to go after something that is not even a viable claim, let me at least outline it for you, and then you can make a more reasonable decision from there.
Okay.
That would be fine, City Attorney. We would use that route. Thank you.
So you making that, we don't vote on that, you just make that decision, that's what I'm asking. Cause I totally disagree.
Seems like you did, bro.
We'll bring it back for discussion, John. The motion would be to add to future agenda, the use of outside attorney for a possible lawsuit.
No.
Let him make his motion. You can't make it, let him.
All it's gonna be is brought back on the agenda item. Okay.
May I ask a question, Mayor Bab? We've listened to what the attorney said, so I guess so that we can vote, because we don't want anyone to seem like that their future agenda item is not of importance, and we want all of us to be heard. So I guess, can we vote it up or vote it down and vote on what
Yeah, I think we got a
Commissioner Scott is
second.
wanting?
Yes, we have a second.
Okay.
And so the motion is to have the city manager to reach out to.
You
No.
keep adding something that even the attorney
No, I'm
keeps
saying
saying
what-
can't put it in
Well, that's what I
there.
was saying, we can vote it up or vote it down, because that's what he's saying that he want voted on. Is that what you're saying you want,
No, he
Mr.
said it gotta
Scott?
come back on the future, you gotta come on the agenda for us to vote for that. We can't go that stage, that step yet, we just to vote, to have it put on the agenda to vote for that the
To
next time.
pursue litigation.
Yeah. Yeah, but.
But I
but-
understand that, but I'm just saying that's not what he
No, I'm
was
just-
saying. He
that's
wanted.
what-
But he's just saying we can't do it right now, we have to put it on
On
future
the-
agenda
yeah.
item. Yeah, go ahead,
That's the item.
yeah.
So for the sake of the minutes, I need clarification. So are we writing, is the motion still the
Discussion
same?
of,
Discussion in what he stated? So discussion of, because I need this clarified for the minutes.
we want to discuss means of hiring outside legal.
The steps needed to pursue litigation regarding the funds that have been misappropriated.
Second.
Call for questions, hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes,
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Okay, now we'll move to general public comments. City Clerk, do we have any public comments card completed?
Yes, sir, we have two. The first one is Mrs. Jamie Thomas Atkins.
Hello, everybody. Nothing really important. Jamie Thomas at 297 Begonia Drive, Pahokee, 33476, Florida. Just something, I'm just taking notes while you all was talking. We had 3 city managers here that haven't did anything. There's no way this city should be looking the way it's looking now. The roads I'm talking about. I'm focused on the roads right now. We had money that was given to City of Pahokee and it wasn't used. Who was watching them? Who was managing them? Contract. It's the responsibility of the city manager to know the contract. We had Mr. Jackson, whoever else, I don't even know who the people are, Lucas or whoever was here. Did they keep up with the dates? Don't really know. I'm trying to be calm with this because I'm picking it back off of something. When somebody came to in my yard talking about who should be the city manager, I wasn't gonna get up and say anything. If I know that individual was in my yard talking about who should be the city manager, I would address that person professionally, no threats. Because that person was, that means my sister was the interim city manager. That's what she is now. You came in my yard talking about who should be the city manager, but my husband took care of that. He took care of it probably better than I would have. Don't come in my yard. Please don't.
Okay.
Talking about my family.
Okay.
Very sensitive subject. But I'm always gonna be professional because of what I do. I'm always gonna be professional because I don't wanna be locked up. I'm always gonna be professional. I'm a married woman, grandmother, and mother. But I'm sitting here looking at, we cannot agree on hiring someone from the city of Pahokee who has done more things within the 90 days that she been here than those 3 people that was voted on right here. But now all of a sudden, don't want to vote for Miss Bussy. I'm gonna say it, I'm Team Bussy. I don't care what the guy named, Michael Steele, Linnell Bruce, they can say what they want to say. Because when I get on this podium, I'm gonna stand firm. I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna respect that. But, Miss Bussy, keep your hands up. Commissioners, keep your hands up. Instead of us fighting against each other, all of us from Pahokee, we should be trying to work together. That's it.
The last comment is from Miss Cynthia Mitchell.
Good evening, everyone. The city of Pahokee. Mayor, Bab. You all should be ashamed of yourself. You've been up there 400 years and haven't did 4 things. We have a lady from Pahokee, and y'all against everything she tried to do to make Pahokee better. You all not going to do it. Keep already doing about you. She wasn't your first, she wasn't your second, and she wasn't your third. And that's fine. You would never vote for me. I never voted for you. And if you ride down on these roads in Pahokee, if you all ride down these roads on Pahokee, stop hiding and get out and work with Miss Bussy so we can make Pahokee look like Pahokee used to be. Why y'all up here throwing those rocks? Every time you all throw a rock at her, every time you all throw a rock at Miss Bussy, God throw one back at you. Talking about the internal city manager. She need to be the city manager. We need work done. Work need to be done in Pahokee. Better don't look at me like that. Work needs to be done in Pahokee. I'm talking about some serious work needs to be done. And y'all sitting up there like y'all are that, and you're not. Work with Miss Bussy. She not hard to work with. And you all know you don't need another city manager or intern city manager to come up in here. We already have one. She know Pahokee better than anyone. And you all want to say, well, we already know what you want. You already said you want a white person to be the city manager, so you continue to do the stealing. That's not happening anymore. You all are on watch.
I don't steal now.
When you stop. But you all need to get it together. Up there, bad, saying, I'm kind of shaky about you, but you all need to get it together so we can get Pahokee back on track. But it's terrible. I just spent $2,300 to get my car fixed because of the roads. The roads. And you all are just sitting up there like this a game. This is not a game. When the state or the county come in here and take it over, then what? And the attorney, she need to be gone like yesterday. And if she want to say something, she don't need to wait till I sit down. She need to do it now. Cause she went down, sit down and said something, I'm going to yell out. Y'all get up and get ready to get me out. But you all need to stop this. This is ridiculous. Now, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be up under the desk. See, they're talking about caramels and all that foolishness. Stop looking at me, sis. I told you I got a hood.
Are there any additional comments before I completed this?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we'll have the comments, concerns for the good of the order of the commission. And I'll start with Commissioner Mike Pearson.
Just want to let everybody know I love you and nothing you can do about it. That's it.
Commissioner Mike Donald.
I want to revisit a question that was asked of the commission December 9th regarding the letter that was generated with regards to the outcome of the investigation that was conducted at the county level. When I was asked, I was caught a little bit off guard, but I said no, I had not received the letter. And just for the record, I want everybody to know that I received the letter, and so did everybody else up here. Everybody up here received the letter, so just to clear that up, because I'm going to speak the truth.
You speaking for everybody?
Everybody received the letter.
So you speaking for everybody?
Everybody received the letter. Okay? So just so you all know, it was sent to your email whether you read it or not. Regarding that. But any efforts of Progress Pahokee, anybody that know me, y'all know I don't play about stuff. All right. I'm going to keep it real. And if you wrong, I'm going to tell you wrong. If I got to tell on myself, I'm going to tell the truth. Mm-hmm. So I just want everybody to know that I don't have a hidden agenda here. And I know that individuals have approached our interim city manager and commended her on the work that she has done in the 100 and whatever many days that she has been in place. And so if you here for the best interest of this city, let's all get on the same page and do what we need to do to progress Pahokee. Now, it's real easy to criticize and to throw rocks, but the invitation is there for anybody who's interested to step up and help us take the city forward. That's what I care about. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here. And I would love to see this place return to the thriving place that it was when I was growing up as a child. I have a lot of pride about where I live. I could have been anywhere on God's green earth, but I chose to stay here in Pahokee. And now that I'm a part of this commission, if you are not going to help, then I'm certainly not going to stand by and let you hinder the progress that can be made here. Okay. So let's all get on board and do what we got to do. Whatever your feelings are personally, put your personal feelings aside, because it's not anything personal where I'm concerned. I'm about getting business done, and if you want to help, cool. If not, get out my way.
I just want to say good evening to everyone that's present and everyone that's online. I want to say thank you for attending the meeting and have a good night.
Commissioner Scott.
Oh.
Man, can after you get done, I just want to address.
I say Happy New Year to everyone. But listen, I just got to say this. When it come down to Pahokee, when I came to Pahokee in the 79, 80, Pahokee got some special peoples in it. And I used to tell my friends back in Lake Wales, that, why you stay in Pahokee? I say, there's some special people in Pahokee. You know, and I kept hanging around, and I got to know all the kids and the families, and I got to know Miss Bussey's family. I really never knew Miss Bussey. I just knew who she was. I never knew her. But I knew her family and her nephews and nieces because I coached all of them. And I'm like, you know, special people. And I'm trying to figure out, why is it so hard to see what I see? Because I never thought of her being no city manager. It never crossed my mind until she interviewed that day standing up here. I said, oh, she's sharper than what I thought she was. I didn't even know the lady like that. Yes, I mean, coming from Pahokee, I'm always going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Because I'm tired of hearing people from Pahokee can't do this and they can't do that. I said, that's crazy. And my thing of it, I know that Ms. Bussey is doing this job from her heart. She ain't doing it just for no income. She ain't taking the money running to the next city to spend it. She putting it all back into Pahokee. And she putting her heart. And I can tell now, she done sat up there and ran off 20 things that she working on. And we'd have asked any other city manager that, we wouldn't have got one answer. We would have got a bunch of, I get back with you. I put it on but the lady straight standing up there giving you straight answer. I'm like, what is it going to take for you? What else y'all want to see? What y'all want?
No, they would have called somebody else up there to explain.
Oh, yeah,
what they
yeah,
do.
I'm just saying that too. Oh, so-and-so, come up here and explain this, because I can't answer. No, she straight ran them off to him like, what is it else do you want from her? That's all I'm asking. Because she done showed me enough today and before that, listen, this is your job, and you should have it. If they don't give you this job, it is personal. Trust me, it ain't because you can't do it. Yeah.
Commissioner McDonough.
Yes, I just want to clear something. The resolution that I have made reference to is Resolution 2024-32, that this commission, I think it was prior to Mr. Scott and Ms. McDonough got on it, but let me read the resolution just for clarity of the record. Resolution 2024-32, the resolution of the Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, requires public interviews and presentation of credentials for the position of city manager, city attorney, and city clerk provided for adoption, and this was approved by the commission, approved by unanimously. Motion made by McPherson, second by Commissioner Bolden. Voted yea by Mayor Babb, Commissioner Mervin, and Commissioner Calvin Williams. And I just believe in following the procedures that we put in place, and that's not what I'm up here for. I'm not saying who I'm gonna get a job to, but I still think that we need to go through the interview process, and I'm gonna stand on that, following the procedure.
I know I already had my say, but can I revisit something? Well, not revisit, can I just bring something up? I saw this email from Rob Beasley regarding the United Negro College Fund, and he was asking that we consider a partnership.
I got it.
Do I need to, am I out of line, or can I add this as a future agenda item? I know that part of the meeting is gone.
You can add it too.
I move that we add as a future agenda item, consideration for a partnership with the United Negro College Fund.
Second.
Moved in second. Call for question. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Having our business taken care of that Brandon brought before us, I'll entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
Mayor Babb, I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
It moved in second. Call for question. Hearing none. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Babb.
Yes. Motion adjourned, 8:24 PM.
Commissioner McDonald, can you forward the letter?